me just a second. I'm running behind. I apologize that I'm like 10 minutes late, maybe more. Maybe a guest to show up and join. We have one on the way, but give me just a few minutes, guys. I'm so sorry. Just a couple minutes. I'll show you what ended up being my headache and what made me late. So 1 second. I'm so sorry. I cannot believe there's anybody still waiting on me. Hey guys. Jesus. So, why am I late? Well, as far as Sauls goes, who's here? How you doing, James, Billy, Dano? What's up? Um, William's here. Let's see. Okay. John's here. What's up, John? Oh, damn, I thought I missed. No, man, I'm sorry. So, um, Jake has been using the saw now, and to have to use that 290s, it's a heavy saw, kind of awkward, kind of blocky, especially for your first saw to be using. So, yeah, that kind of was something I was trying to help him with. I have that little 435 Husqvarna, and that's what I was gonna let him use, but it's having issues. So I got another saw give to me, and it brought back some memories when I seen it, which was kind of funny. Um, I worked for a guy, and we'll just do this. Let's start there. Um, I worked for a guy for quite a while, and I'll try to set the charger up so it don't go dead. Ooh, I don't have any more plugins. Whatever. So I worked for a guy for a while, and he tried to pull a quick one as the boss around Christmas time, and tried to be like, "Well, the guys aren't going to get paid," and he knows I'm one of them guys that's got a big heart, and like I really treat my crew like they were my brothers, and try to take care of them. And he like whispers to me that they're not going to get paid, and it was like 2 weeks before Christmas, I think. And he tried to blame it on them, how their production wasn't up and this and that, yada yada yada. I'm like, come on, man, you can't be serious. So that being said, he says, well, I said, you can't do that. It's Christmas time. He's like, well, somebody's gonna have to take pay cut, and hold off on their money. I have these backed up checks, and I'll be able to cash them as soon as January hits, but they're posted. He had this big long story. So I'm like, well, I tell you what, that's fine. I bought all my Christmas gifts and everything. Let's go ahead and let me. I'll wait on my money, but you swear to me, January hits, everything will be good. He goes, yeah, I don't know if it'd be right at the very beginning because all the holidays, but yeah. So I finished out December. So basically, the majority of December, I went not paid. The guys got their money. January hit. I worked all the way through January. Halfway through January, I'm asking. But I'm thinking this guy's not going to screw me over. I don't get paid. So when you go a couple months without being paid, you start talking your own thousands. So, yeah, I worked for him for, I think it was like 6 grand, and I worked for him for another, I think, 6 to 8 months. Then told him if he didn't pay me, I was leaving. He didn't pay me, and I left. Then he begged me back and said, if you're working for me, I can pay you. But if you don't work for me, I'm not making money. I can't pay you money, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, dude. So I came back. I worked for him for another year and a half. Never seen any of my money. He would pay me a little bit, and then he would short me on a different one and be like, "Oh, I'll put it on that tab. I'm sorry." And so a year and a half went. Then we got into an argument, and he tried to give me half the money he owed me for a job because I got to the point where I wouldn't even do anything without being paid immediately after, daily. And he, yeah, he did that and tried to pay me half of my money and was like, I didn't make enough or something. I don't know what his excuse was. And I lost it. And so we got into an argument. I ended up being forced to go out on, and I didn't have nothing. I had to go out on my own, and I had to figure everything out on my own. And I'm way too prideful about that kind of stuff, so I didn't ask for any help. I could ask my brother, I could ask my dad, I could ask a lot of people, but I'm ignorant, as far as that goes, I guess, and I'm very stubborn, and I struggled really bad, but oh, ground pounder's here. You out on the boat, ain't you, brother? But yeah, um, my father-in-law, like I said, I had nothing. I had a saddle, I had my gear. Um, that was before I really started buying like real mechanical stuff, all that stuff. I think I had a couple rings and a couple ropes in my saddle and spikes. So I had no saws, no nothing. I had an 060 or a 660 that didn't run. I had a 191 that didn't run, was said to be blown up, and that was all I had. I had if you go back at the beginning and look, I used a little bitty, like smaller than a normal lawnmower trailer. And I used this as my climbing saw. It's a 350 XP, I think. I think it's an XP. Let's see. I think I saw that up here on the. No, it's not. No, it's an older version. And the only reason I clicked and I remembered is my father-in-law told me, he's like, hey, you can have that saw. I keep reminding you. He's like, I'll never use it again. And I seen this hanging off the back of it. I had totally forgot. Apparently, I made this with some kind of wire and taped it. And I was looking at, oh man, that thing is heavy. To my saddle. Yeah, and it was a struggle. But apparently, this is what I used. After that, I rebuilt. Oh no, I rebuilt this saw. And when I say rebuilt, I just took parts from other old saws and switched them out until I got it to run. But I did this one, which then I redone it, painted it, and everything. It's a steel 191. Kind of a stranger body style to them. The handle's really crazy. Feels wild in the hand, but it actually feels kind of nice. I may get this thing running again and use it some. But then I got my 660 to run. But originally I was doing everything with just that one saw, climbing with it, getting down, cutting everything on the ground with it, loading it into a little lawnmower trailer. But yeah, that's what I got into. Right before the live feed, I opened it up. There were hoses hanging off of it everywhere. I poured gas into it. Gas started leaking everywhere. Wires were off and disconnected, and like things for the carb, like the little rods, and it was ridiculous. But I messed with it for a little bit, and I got it fired up. I got it running. It ran for a second, and all of a sudden it died, and now it won't do anything. So I don't know what happened to it. It's probably, more than likely, I would bet probably spark plug it's not getting any gas. I bet you it's somehow clogged up. I could figure it out pretty quick by just checking the plug, and it would probably show, and sit there and choke it and it doesn't do anything. Then check your plug. If it's soaked in gas, it's getting gas. If it has nothing on it, you're not getting gas. Your issue is from carb gas tank to that. So yeah, not my favorite thing working on saws, but yeah, I took my first bike ride the other day or yesterday, and I got that bike. So that was other than that, yeah, just been waiting for Jake to get back in town, and we may get back at it. And that is a crock of bull crap. He should have paid you immediately. Yeah. Hey, he still owes me. He still owes me, and he's my uncle. So I mean, you wouldn't think family would do you like that, but they do you worse than anybody. But just depends. And he was just at my mom's funeral and wanted to pretend like oh, we're good, and we're not, man. We're not. He doesn't have one of those. The nukers? I haven't checked on that guy. I wonder what he's up to. God only knows, though. He's in that case. But I know that he's gotten very calm. But if you've seen the last thing I seen is he was reminding everybody that there's this fraud case on his channel to go back and watch everything, and this will last years to come. Well, you better hope to God it lasts years to come, because that's the only reason people are watching, and the only reason they're tuning in. So I think he's kind of realized that just recently. But what up, kid?
Go home.
You leaving?
Go home.
I love you.
Love you.
Be good.
Oh, I stepped on that.
Yeah, you're all right. You ain't hurt that.
Did you figure out where that line went ever? No.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it hooked back up, but then something else happened. It ran for a second, then it just stopped. Can't be that hard. Look how little it is.
Mom told me to give you a kind of tentative date for the pond. Maybe like the weekend of like the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, somewhere in there. It's next weekend.
Okay.
I think. Yes.
All right. I got you.
Okay.
Love you.
All right, love you.
Be careful.
I will.
Bye. Okay. So. Oh shoot! I didn't even see. I didn't even check my analytics before this. That's what I normally we start the live feed with checking the analytics, talking about how the week went. But I'm in a funk, okay? As far as that goes. So I need to I find myself checking the comment sections too much. I'm letting comments get to me that shouldn't get to me. And I think it's just where I'm at right now. I'm just dealing with a lot of BS and I don't, I apologize to anybody who's left a comment. I try to still slide in to the studio and check stuff and respond as much as I can to the regulars. But you're gonna get the interaction with me on these live feeds always. But I have to pull back a little bit as far as my interacting back and forth on the actual videos channels. And like my just watching of YouTube in general. I just feel like I need a break before I burn up and like make a stupid decision to like just not make any more videos or I don't know. I'm just I have to prioritize right now. So but at the same time I won't miss these live feeds. You guys have given me you know this platform and let me kind of have a safe zone to kind of go to, and it's helped me out a lot recently. So I appreciate that, and I spent a little time kind of going around and like checking everybody before this or earlier today, and I was out looking at some work, and it's just really cool. I see most YouTube channels they'll start to interact with other channels after they are big, but if the channel like it does you don't see any interaction or promoting of other channels unless it benefits them big time. I know a lot of channels that are way bigger than mine. I know a lot of the guys, and I could try to kind of ride a coattail or you know try to get a bit of rub off of them, but that's just kind of not my style. I'm okay with the slow growth and having the small channel. But I look at what we've been able to kind of grow, and I see some of the channels, and some of you guys are getting so close to like having your 1,000 subs already, and it's just awesome. It's just awesome. Now I'm puzzled when you have guys like Dano, um, his channel should have just as many subs as mine. So, and I think that would give him a little more of an emphasis to want to make videos. But I think so many people go by there, and I guarantee a lot of people learn stuff from Dan and get stuff from Dan because I do. And consistency on making videos is usually what makes people hit the button because they don't want to miss out. But yeah, I think it's awesome. We've built a little crew, and channels have been developed in the process, and those channels will start their own little crews. We will start and there will be those outliers in those groups that'll blow up, and you'll find out maybe they weren't so much for the group, but it is what it is. That's the beauty of this whole YouTube bit, and I just have to look at it that way. I mean, and I like it. So the old blue and white home light. A lot like Vegas. What's up? I'm so glad you got that. Right. Let's ride that bike. Yeah, yeah. That it was a lot of fun. I rode it home, and it was a. I'm very short tempered right now, and like things really kind of hit me quicker than they should, and I get aggravated really easy. And I realize all of it, but it's like normal cases. I'm pretty in tune with me and how I am and what I do. It just, and I usually have control of my emotions, and for the most part, and I feel like I'm pretty good at it. But just lately, I'm not. On my way home, I stopped to take a couple puffs off the vape pen, and just on the way home, I had a little. I was 2/3 of the way home, and I stopped, and I shut the bike off, and it won't start. Starter won't. It won't do anything. So I'm like, well, you know what? I just kind of look up like figures. It's figures. I'm all by myself, and way out on a country back road, and I'm just like, whatever, it is what it is. And then I look up, and there's a cop up at the four-way, and he's staring at me, a sheriff, and he just keeps staring until he's forced to have to pull forward. And you can tell he wanted to turn to get onto the highway, but he goes forward to me, and then pulls off to the side, and he goes, "Can I help you?" I said, "No, you unless you want to push me until this pop starts." He's like, "Oh no," and then the jerk just pulls off. So I mean, so I'm like, whatever. I'm like, I'm not gonna let it bother me. I'm a hillbilly. I can pop start this thing if I need to. I've never done it before, but I sure I can figure this out. And tried to pop start it a couple of times. I got it to turn over and it almost started, and then all of a sudden the starter worked. Cruised it home. That's just my life. If there's not a bit of struggle into it, like something was off. So, but yeah, John, I really like being able to take a ride. I didn't think like enjoy riding motorcycles like that, but I really, really liked it. It was cool. It's a spot to kind of clear my head. I have 1 million subs mowing over grown lawns for free. I have 1 million subs mowing over grown lawns for free. Dude, that kind of stuff happens. That's well, you know what? I think channels like that. I just think people like good people. Um, and I find myself to be a pretty good person, if I'm being honest. Um, I just feel like some things are just luck. Uh, I've had times where you know I can't say that I've ever had a channel be like gave me a shout out, a bigger channel, and been like, go subscribe to him. I don't think that's ever happened. But I've gotten lucky with a couple of my videos that I put out that's given me some publicity, and that's probably the main reason my channel has grown. And plus, it's just been around for a long time, man, for me. And but those channels where you're out doing good things, those channels deserve to do good. Like it's, I mean, that's awesome. That's awesome. I would love more than anything. I wish I could just do tree work for the rest of my life for free. And like when I get older, I have the ability to buy a lift so that I can continue to do it because just I feel like that's what I'm here to do. It's kind of what God probably put me here for, and it's what I'm good at. So I try to stay in my lane as much as I can. I swerve off track a little bit, but for the most part, I stay in my lane. And yeah, I would love to be able to just go around and see trees and take care of them for people for free. If that would be the just nonstop all the time, that'd be so awesome. But the struggle for money is life's biggest headache. So. What kind of bike? It's a Suzuki. It's just a little 250. I've never rode motorcycles before, so So I went from never riding motorcycles. I had rode a dirt bike 2 or 3 times, and then just kind of hopped on that and rode it. It was probably a 20-mile ride. My first ride. No, 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 no. I'm lying. I took a ride with my dad the day before and my brother, and they kind of cruised me around town. And I did a lot of practice, like on short stops, like in town. And I think that's probably the best thing because that's probably the hardest part about it was all the little short stops, repeated stops back and forth, and then being able to handle yourself and keep the bike going and like so. And then after that, it was like a 20-mile ride home. Maybe it's a little more than 20 miles, but round about 20. So yeah, really good bike to learn on. Let's see. The starter has a flat spot in it. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Like I think there may be an issue with like the battery or something because like the little light for the the neutral that lights up to tell you you're in neutral, it didn't light up. It just wouldn't do anything. So it's something after the bike gets warm because it did the same thing to me last night. I took it and I stopped at the store before I went to McDonald's and like after I stopped at the store, it came back out. It did the same thing. I rolled it forward, tried to pop start it, and then it worked. So it's got something going on, but I'll check that Vegas. I'll definitely check that because I mean I know nothing about motorcycles. Um, I have a very limited knowledge on just engines in general, but usually I know enough to get you home most of the time. So past that, I'm not probably not your guy. How do you get your job? Um, I just I just word of mouth, man. I just the first few years was extremely hard and was a struggle that you were forced to grind and grind. And I spent those couple years dealing with the headache of pleasing people that more than likely a lot of them would never be pleased. Like I got screwed so many times that first few years, but I just couldn't take a chance in leaving a house without someone 100% pleased because I was trying to build a name. And when you live in small town America, if you can build a name in your area within a year or so, you can kind of live off that. But you can also mess it up along the way. So I did a lot of things and got kind of mowed over by customers for the first few years, and then I'm able to kind of stand on my own and like put my chest out a little more and be like, no, 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 I can't do that. You can get a little more picky, and yeah, but yeah, that first couple of years, man, was I think it probably is that way for anybody. It's probably a really hard struggle. Dan, no, 100%, definitely got to have that chill time. Have to have a cycle endorsement here. Yeah, that would be nice. A Rebel 250 is a good bike to learn on. I don't know. I don't know. That may be what it is, man. I don't know. It's a Suzuki 250. That's what I was thinking, ground pounder. More along the like battery lines to solenoid, um, because of it working so good, and then after it getting hot, it could have an issue with not being grounded properly. I don't really know. Like I said, I'm not a mechanic by no means, but I would like to. I like learning the stuff and everything, but yeah, the bike it's been laid over. It's been laid over once or twice by the previous owner, which kind of sucks. Got a dent in the tank, but and it one of the mirrors broke off. Well, it didn't break off, but it broke. Napalex, but yeah, Yeah, it was fun to hit the railroad tracks. Is what I realized. I hit them damn railroad tracks and launched. It felt like. But yeah, that little bike definitely not like a long highway ride bike, but it's fun. Really, really fun. Had a blast. I gotta. I think the next one I got for you guys. I'm trying to think. I may do the. Oh yeah, there was some storm damaged elm tree that I ended up having to do. It had a bunch of broken stuff up in the tops and all that, and some dead and stuff that needed to be taken out of it. In the process, I ran into a possum face to face, and whoo that scared me. I don't like that. Honda makes the Rebel 250. I think you have a special license endorsement motorcycle here. Oh, really? Yeah, they don't here. You can get cheaper insurance if you go get your motorcycle license, but I don't know. That's what I'm saying. TOFTS could be the solenoid or just a bad connection. Yeah, that's what I was kind of saying. Wires, but a bad connection. It started. It started lying after he tried bump starting it. Yeah, to me it sounds like the starter has a flat spot on the brushes and it moved when he bumped it. Maybe that could be it because the one time I bumped it once, it started. The other time I bumped it like 3 times before it finally started. So it could just be that, like you're saying. Take a test light to the solenoid. Right on. Yeah, I'll do that when I get a chance. Definitely. But I had so much other shit I was gonna talk to you guys about, and I remember half of what I was thinking. Um, yeah, yeah, I don't, I just don't, I can't think of it right now. Um, I thought we were gonna, I thought we were gonna have a guest, but um, I guess not. We're getting towards the end of this. I think, trying to think if I have reception where I'm gonna be tomorrow. Because I was gonna say maybe I do a live feed, hang out with you guys there. But have you ever tried the Catalyst hitch? Yes, I think I tried it, but I only tried it once. Um, and I really liked it. Um, it just looked so clean. But I had tied it like beforehand, and then went there, used it, and then afterwards I was like, okay. Um, okay, so now I see what happened. The guest, something wrong with the link, and it won't let him. Maybe I sent the wrong link. It's not my fault. The Catalyst, I tried it, yeah, and I really liked it. Right offhand, I don't know if I can try it right now without looking at a picture because I get it mixed up with the mission thing. Uh, there's a slight subtle variations between them. So, I've been thinking about going back to it as a pitch point. Um, if I'm being honest, I'd really stay I'm not going back and doing the pitch point thing. But I was a guest. I can't tell you. It was a secret. No, it was Dan. Dan. we or Dano, we was gonna have him on here, but the link I sent. Because what happened was I started the live, I did one, it wouldn't let me grab the link and wouldn't let me do a thumbnail, and it took this god awful picture and it just forced me to, and so I deleted that and then I went back and did another one, and I guess I copied the wrong link. I may have sent him the link from the first one that I deleted and not, I don't know. I mess up all the time. Or a Bendix that's starting to fail rather than dead flash bottom. Yeah. Sound got real low. How about now? Is the sound still real low? That's YouTube telling me to knock it off and end the live feed. Oh, and I want to know when I do videos like this, do you? Well, I think I may have accidentally moved the phone back a little bit and it covered up the mic. Um, do you guys get full screen, or does it only give you half screen? This I need to know. Because on mine it just gives half screen because I chose to have a guest that was going to come in. But I'm curious if you guys have to watch. Oh, it only gives you half. Ah, what? That's so dumb. Why? Why would it not give you the full screen and then like? Okay, that's ridiculous. And why wouldn't it just let us go sideways, like normal, and then go side to like one on each side that way? Whatever. I'm all like I was so excited that they gave us this option, and I'm already complaining and thinking it should be better. It took like 2 weeks of having it, and I'm already bitching about it. Typical human nowadays. Yeah, usually we do the turn sideways the normal way. But yeah, my bad. My bad. Right on. Yeah. Yeah. What did I have? I had plans to do something. I can't remember anything ever. I legit, I don't know. Which one of these saws? I don't know Husqvarna. Which one is a bigger saw? This 350 or the 435 X Torque? Yeah, that one's an X Torque. Yeah, everybody asked me why I changed my name. Because somebody snitched me out and told them that I had Husqvarna chainsaws. They made me switch my damn name. I can't be Steelborn anymore until I at least get rid of these things and promise and like sign a waiver that says that I will never buy another Husqvarna product. Yada yada. It's a big long thing. But yeah. Whoever snitched me out, that wasn't right. I think they made a poster and all kinds of stuff. This is just what I was being told. Burger Time Riverside. Oh, ground pounder. That sounds good. It can do full screen on my phone if you do not have comments on. Oh, really? Oh, cool. Okay. Huh. Right on. That's wild. So, like down here where I think you can't see, you can actually see. which is funny. Like if you thought you could like do your live feed without wearing pants, and everybody can see it when they click the comments off. That's funny. What up? Where's Eric? Dano, they make you change your name too? It's crazy stuff, man. I'm telling you. They're cracking down. As I sit in front of a steel. I know, that's what I'm saying. I was actually thinking about, I think I'm going to light this up. And I've been thinking about putting it on the outside of my shed and like lighting the whole side of the shed up. Or do you guys think I should just keep it inside and light it up inside? I don't know. Because I have the light for it already. I just got to put it behind it, make a little frame on it. I'll make my own wood and do a frame. That's so awesome to see, Dan. I dig it, man. You definitely deserve it, brother. Just realize and appreciate them good days because there's going to be a lot of the rough ones. But appreciate and remember those good days, and it'll help on the bad ones. And don't forget to take a break every once in a while, man. There's a lot of stress, and there's so many things. If you're a guy off on your own trying to do things like you just compare it like to some of these tree companies. Look at how many employees are there to do to run that crew to get them to a job, get the job done, do this, and like in some cases you go from a 20 employees at a place to run a crew to one guy does everything to run the crew. So you should have to remember to not burn yourself out, take a break, and realize that you're about, you put a lot on yourself, you're betting on yourself, and that's just the best, man. That's the attitude to have, Dano. That is the attitude to have. Whoever made that sign should get whooped. That's what I'm saying. Told me they wouldn't give names. Whatever. I'm at 4% battery. Son of a gun, ground pounder. Going through the suck. Bring it. Yeah, I agree with ground pounder. Just embrace the suck, man. It's gotta be there. It just has to. That's the life. That's not tree work. That's the life. And believe me, I've been dealing with a lot of suck in life lately. And one day sucks. You kind of always bank on you get to restart and try again tomorrow. I mean, there's residuals of what happened the day before that you always have to deal with. But each day is a fresh start, you know, physically. But I think the mental is very hard, and like I think people don't respect that enough and spend enough time trying to keep their mental state in check. They just think what they're told to think and say what they think they're supposed to say. I don't want to be a robot, so as far as that place, I see. Getting hacked sucked. I bet, man. I dealt with the same thing. People are shady. I've had people write me fake checks and not live at the place and just crazy stuff, man. I don't know. What's up, John? I had my account the same thing. It was hacked, and they hit me for. God only knows how much they actually got me for. I ended up getting a return on like it was like $160. Maybe it was $240, but it was like just random charges of like $90 each time to a Walmart in Arkansas. And I'm like, yep, that's an easy one to figure. Yeah, I don't go to Walmart in Arkansas. But yeah, so went to the bank. They're like, oh yeah, we've been dealing with that. I'm like, well, that's nice. Why wouldn't you let me know? They went back and took out the stuff from 1 month, and that's as far back as they would go. So I was like, I don't even want to know how much they got me for, because if you're only gonna, insure a month worth, I don't want to know. So they basically was like, well, this we know that it's been going on for at least a month. We'll go back that far and we'll do. Who knows how long it's going on? I noticed that my bank account was very low and was lower than it should be on the reg, and I was like, why? I know it should have this, or at least closer to this. Like, but it is what it is. They tried their best to do small increments to where it didn't show up as much. Hack sucks. Work sucks. Hacks at work suck. Hey, I only have one more, and I'm there. I know they took our phone numbers. So that new number you text me from is your number, Dan? Thank God we are always negative. Yeah. Yeah. Guys, GP, we're gonna cut this off. That way you save at least a percent. We'll run you down to one. But yeah, I gotta go get dinner. Go hang with the wife for a little bit, and I gotta make some phone calls before it gets too late. And guys, I appreciate you hanging out. John Bob, sorry we're running off, brother. Right as you get here. Usually, John, we do these live feeds around 6:30 every Tuesday. This is the 85th tree talk that we've done in a row every week. That's number 85 today, which is pretty sweet to think of. Definitely didn't think we'd get anywhere near that. I figured I'd flake out long before that. But yeah, 85. And we'll guarantee we'll be here next week, every week. Um, and I will put a little more work into the live feed next week. I do apologize for it just being kind of me standing in front of the camera rambling. Um, and like I said, I do apologize to anybody who's left a comment and I haven't gotten back to them. I need, like, I'm not looking to post and ghost, but something more along that line. Like, I want to, I still want to make the videos for you guys, put them out, but like, it's exhausting to make videos and it not be enjoyed like you would like for them to be enjoyed. Um, you don't get the reaction that you would expect to get. And without knowing it, you almost get shit on, and people aren't doing it to you on purpose. Maybe they're just busy and they're not watching right now. Maybe they'll watch later. Maybe their feed just that so many people put out videos that day, yours got lost. Maybe that's just me, and it's just me making something up in my head. But I kind of take some of that stuff a little more personal, maybe, than I should. And like, there's only so many videos you can put out, and them not be received in the way you wanted before you need to not watch the reaction. I don't want to know how many views they get. I don't want to know how many likes they get. I will pop in. I will check the comment sections and try my best to comment to any of you guys, especially the regulars. Um, if you have any questions for me that I don't end up answering in the comment section, please come to the live feed. I'll always answer anything you leave and anything you want to talk about here on the live feed. This is where you get interaction with me. So, um,
if you leave a comment and I somehow miss it, especially for the next week or so, like I said, I just need a little break. I apologize, and I'll do my best to check into the studio for you guys' comments as much as I can, and just do my best to overlook the ones that I shouldn't be reading. That just you guys may not see them, but I get a lot of troll uh, comments on. I have a ton of videos, so people go back and watch my videos, and from years ago when like maybe I was doing things a little different, and they've developed better ways now. You know, they still go back and watch that video and call you stupid. Why aren't you using a GRCS? And like, well, I don't even think it was a thing back then. That kind of stuff. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it. GP, you stay safe out there. Dano, I apologize for not getting the link right, man. We'll try it again next time. Eric, glad you were here with us. John Bob, brother, I appreciate you swinging in here. What's John Bob say? I work 7 days a week most of the time. I make and post videos when I can and feel like it. I do most of it for me, not others. I have to take a little bit of that, John. I need to do a little bit of that and kind of do that myself. So, um, guys, you guys are awesome. TOFTS, appreciate you, man. I hope I said that right because I feel like I said it really fast and I probably mixed the letters all up. John, you were always the man. Um, if I forgot about you, I apologize. I'm looking back through here. I'm trying to see. James Russell was here at one point. Um, I can't even remember who all was here. We had some people here. Damn, you guys left a lot of comments. Oh, a lot like Vegas. Barack Obama was here. We had an ex-president here at one point. That's insane. Um, yeah, guys, thank you. William Moxley stopped in. Um, but I appreciate you guys. Billy was here. Billy is always cooler than the other side of the pillow. I appreciate him. You guys are the best. Thanks, and I'll talk to you very soon. Stay safe.